Hello everyone. In one of the previous lecture we discussed about the steady state error and tracking of the command. In this lecture we discuss something more about the same topic. But first we need to assume one thing, that system is stable, because this is a response parameter. And in case whenever we doing the response analysis, we need to make sure system is stable. That means all of the pole of the system must be completely into the left hand side of the plane. Now the second thing, how we calculate the error. So when we calculate the error of the system, so that is completely equal to the reference input given to the system minus the actual output we get at the output. This is the actual response and this is the reference command given to the system. So whenever we are going to find out the steady state error, we just need to make sure one thing, that this is the steady state error. In that we just need to do limit t tends to infinity e raised to power t. This is the steady state error. If we find out the same thing into the Laplace domain, then we just need to do one thing, that this is the ES, that is equal to RS minus CS. Now we can observe one thing in this case, that while analyzing the error by using this method, we have to find out the response of the system. So in this case we can say our error is a function of input as well as the response of the systems. And while we calculating the response, how we calculate the response? Suppose we are going to take the second order system, where this is second order transfer function, s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. If we find out the step response, first we need to do, we find out the CS, then we find out the CT by using the inverse Laplace transform, doing the partial differentiation method, and then we find out the response into the time domain, then we put into in these equations, then we subtract from the reference command given to it, and then we find out the error. Then we have to do the limit t tends to infinite, then we find out the steady state error. This is a little exhaustive process, especially when we are going to analyze the error in case of the higher order system like third, fourth, fifth, sixth order system. Then this process became very exhaustive. But as we already know, we are like the first order system, lazy and sluggish. We just need to optimize our effort and time. For that we need to find out one way, that is we need to come out with a theorem that is called the final value theorem, that make our life little easier while calculating the steady state error. What we need to do in the final value theorem, when we calculate the steady state error by using the final value theorem, we just need to do one thing. You find the steady state error into the system, multiply with s, and then find limit s tends to 0. This is the final value theorem, and this is the way we can calculate the steady state error. But in this case you need to make sure this ES and this ES, they may and may not be equal. How? We can take it like that. Suppose there is a system whose Planck transfer function is given by GS, and then this is a reference command RS, then this is feedback, and this is the response of the system here. So here we get the error, and this is the feedback signal, feedback response you got. So in this case, when you calculate the error, this will came out equal to RS minus BS, this signal BS, RS minus BS. Then BS is equal to CS multiplied by HS, this multiplied by this, and then CS, this will be equal to ES multiplied by GS, ES multiplied by GS, HS, minus here this is RS, and this is equal to ES. So when we calculate the ES, this comes out equal to RS divided by 1 plus GS HS. So then we put this value here and then find out the steady state error. And you can see very clearly in this case, like what happened in the previous case. Here we need to find out the response of the system. That is actually creating the problem, that make our analysis little exhaustive. We have to put effort to find out the response of the system. But in this case, we don't need to find out the response, because while we find out the steady state error by using the final value theorem, we just can clearly see, we just need to know the output, we just need to know the input, and we just need to know the open loop transfer function. So this is the open loop transfer function. So in this case we can say when we use the final value theorem, then our error, it became a function of input and open loop transfer function. We don't need to find out the response of the system. But this have a problem. This method also create one more problem. What is that? You know one thing, when we use this method, in this method ES, error, that will be equal to RS minus BS. And in this case, ES equal to RS minus CS. So they may or may not be equal. When they are equal and when they are not equal, this BS, this is actually equal to CS into HS. If I take a unity feedback case, if I take the unity feedback like HS equal to 1, in this particular case I can say our error will came out to be RS minus CS, because HS equal to 1, unity feedback. But if HS not equal to 1, then in that case this create little problem, because in that case this ES will not come out to be equal to this ES. Then definitely we can say one thing, one of the error we calculate is have a wrong result. So which one is wrong? Either this one is wrong or this one is wrong. So we are going to discuss about this thing, which one is wrong now. So this is the case. So this is one of the error. This is the another way we calculate the error by using the final value theorem by straightforward way. So which one is correct? We can say like that. Suppose take an example. Suppose take a mass M and we apply a force F such that it will travel a distance of X that equal to 10 centimeter before coming to the rest. So we can say 10 centimeter is the command given to the system. This is a step command. That in the case of the step command, we need to give the position to the, we fix the position of the system. So we fix the system position that it must be up to 10 centimeter, and after 10 centimeter our object must be stopped. But when we apply the force, suppose our mass will travel a distance of 20 centimeter. So in that case what we can say, by using that the final response came out to be 20 centimeter. So in that case what is the error we got? If you say the magnitude of the error, that came out to be 10 centimeter. But if I say, the system will say I will start measuring the distance of the system after traveling a distance of X equal to 10 centimeter. That means this is the initial condition, and now rest of the distance I will measure. This is the system will measure rest of the distance, and rest of the distance will be equal to 10 centimeter. So now if I say that this is the only distance system is going to measure, and this is X equal to 10 centimeter. So in that case what is the error will came out? The command given to the system is 10 centimeter, it travel a distance of 10 centimeter according to the system. You need to make sure according to the system it measures the distance of 10 centimeter. In that case the error came out to be 0 centimeter. Why this kind of thing happened in this case? Because the command given to the system is 10 centimeter and the response it to take 20 centimeter, but in case of the HS this came out to be 1 by 2, that make it 10, and now we will get a error of 0. This kind of problem happen because of the non-unity feedback. Here this is not non-unity. Because of that it measures some wrong calculations. So definitely we clearly can say the error will be, this is the correct result, this is the incorrect result giving us. But why this type of the problem happening to the system? Because in this case we are deciding what is error, but in this case system is deciding what is error. Now you have to decide, who have to decide? Either we have to decide or system have to decide. Definitely we have to decide what is the error. We give the input to the system. This is the system we have. Suppose we get a response, and now whatever is the difference between two, we call it error. We don't need to concern about what is the feedback we got or whatever the system will tell us. If system start measuring the output and giving itself taking the command, I take the command like that, then there is no point of giving the command to the system. Definitely we can't do this kind of things. So we can say this process have a problem. So how to remove this? Actually this is not a problem. It is measure it incorrectly. So we can correct this by, you can do one thing. You can make the non-unity feedback as a unity feedback into the system, and then you can do the rest of the calculation and comes out with the correct result. How you can do it? You can do it like that. Suppose we are having a system like this. Suppose this is a plant GS. this is the response. This is a non-unity feedback. HS is equal to not equal to 1, and we are giving command this. This is not non-unity feedback. What we can do in this case, just do add +1 and subtract -1 into the system, and nothing happened to the system. Okay, we'll do it like that. You can do add subtract -1, or take the negative sign in both cases so that there is no confusion. So add 1, -1 plus 1, nothing happened to the system. Now you can do one thing, whatever the output you got, you can call it the B1. That B1 will clearly equal to CS into HS, and this will become out equal to -CS. And then club these two terms. When you club these two terms, they equivalent to the CH minus C or CH minus 1. I remove the S factor here, and then you can say this will be a system like this, like G, a system, or some error -1, and here this will be H minus 1 feedback. Here C. So this is one more system. If we find out the transfer function of this, this will become out to be G over 1 plus G H minus 1. So you can replace this one with this here, and then you come out with the that non-unity feedback control system will convert into the unity feedback system. How? So this is the RS plus minus, and the transfer function change from G to G over 1 plus G H minus 1. And this will be converted from non-unity to unity feedback system. So you just need to make sure when you calculate the error, an error will come out to be limit S tends to 0, S, what is ES? RS over 1 plus GS HS, but in this case GS is replaced with this term, that is equal to G over 1 plus GH minus 1 into HS, or you can say H in this case is unity, so you can take it as equal to 1. So you can simply say the steady state error will be equal to limit S tends to 0, S RS divided by 1 plus GS 1 plus GS HS minus 1, or you can cross check it by putting S equal to 1 in case of unity feedback system. If I put equal to 1, this simply came out to be SRS over 1 plus GS HS, the same in case of the last result. So this is all about the steady state error by giving the by giving command, and we can say you just need to be little careful while calculating the error, and if you give the unity feedback or you don't give the non-unity feedback, and at the same time how to make use of the final value theorem. This is all about this lecture. Thank you.